Hello, everyone, and today I'm representing Vytis Zalimas, who is the CEO of JETMS, representing Lithuania. So, Vytis, without further ado, what should we know about you as a leader and JETMS?
Hi, Laura. Thank you very much for inviting me into this great initiative. As a company, we do work in aviation industry, especially in regional and business aviation industry. We do very interesting, unique projects, and I'm an aviation fan, working in this industry already for 8 years. Trying to do my best to grow our talents and make customers happy without too much of hassle in the process.
Vytis, could you share with us what does working in aviation look like? Because I know that once you step into this type of industry, I mean, it likes, it like, I don't know, it just sucks you in, right? Because it's just so amazing to be there, to see the complexity of that. What makes you work for this industry for so many years?
No, I would say the main and most important things is people. Definitely, we all who represents this industry feels like as citizens of one big country without any borders or limitations. We meet each other in different places of the world, different time zones. After working for 3 5 years, you can notice that faces are not changing that much. It's a very closed, unique industry, which is very fun to work, romantic to work. You can taste the cultural differences pretty much on a daily basis. So I think this industry connects people who are really, really open-minded persons, global persons, love traveling all around and learn new things in our beloved Earth, planet Earth. So I would
Wonderful.
say people definitely fascinating me a lot.
I know that there were a couple of years I worked with quite many aviation companies at once, and when you say that there are no boundaries, not only international boundaries, I also see that it is. An ecosystem where there are like no silos, or you are forced to really work together to make sure that the flight takes place safely and etc. But when I saw that you are attending or applying to the CEO world record, I literally went into the data to pick up on carbon footprint, what carbon footprint is left from us as citizens flying and traveling, even though travel is amazing and etc. But it really shocked me that the flights, they are at the top of the list when it comes to one human being leaving a carbon footprint. And so my question would be, Vite, how do you imagine the industry shift now with the technology coming, like in the place, artificial intelligence and the sustainability kind of aspect? It can be 5 years from now. What major shifts you foresee for the industry?
Very good question, Laura. And actually, industry right now, in the industry, this topic right now is the hottest item, I would say. And we all take care of this question in our organization as much as we can. Talking very widely in a global scale, the main carbon emission appears definitely from fuel consumption in the aircraft. So already industry use several years in a row sustainable aviation fuel. So this is, I would say, we call it SAF, and this is the first step towards towards a greener world. But when we read articles from the main producers of aircraft engines or aircrafts, everyone is committing from 2035 to 2050 pretty much to decrease dramatically the CO2 emission within the operations of flying machines. And as you mentioned, technologies are those main drivers who can help us to reach those ambitions goals. Either it will be hydro engines, either it will be electrical ones. There are a bunch of startups who are already testing new technologies, and everyone within the industry is willing to become as less polluting organization as possible. For example, we are a supportive organization. We do maintenance and repair projects for our customers. But when we look internally in what can we do, so we already also shifting towards more sustainable company by introducing electrical towing machines, uh, by tearing down the aircraft and repairing the existing spare parts and bringing back to the life. We calling end of life solutions. Uh, Last year we brought the entire aircraft into the building as a decoration. So we didn't throw it out to the graveyard, but we used it as a interior part. 2 years ago, we sold one aircraft to university to for the learning purposes of the students. So we always thinking, how to make a smaller impact on CO2 emissions by our own. And simple things, Laura, simple things. After leaving your office, you should switch off the light, which I would say previously was not the case anywhere. And now the newest buildings are doing it automatically. No.
All right. Yeah, it's music to my ears because I know that I'm a travel person too, and every time I have to make a choice: should I travel or not? Knowing that we are step by step moving towards that, it just gives more peace rather than in a conflict. So let's try to answer the world record question, which I love so much because it gives us, it makes us bigger, I believe. Vite, then how is the world better off because you and your company are in it?
Yeah, great question. Was thinking a little bit what to answer. The main and the most important thing. I believe we are blacksmith of aviation leaders and talents. We do produce great people within our organization, and those people are going abroad to other companies and spreading the philosophy of ours, the new ways of leading companies. So I really see how our people are growing and doing a great impact on global economy. Definitely, we are responsible for the safer skies as we do maintain aircrafts, and any aircraft which is leaving our facilities is more than safe to flight and operate. We also do promote sustainability and social responsibility, not only in our company but in our group of companies. We have different free will initiatives which is coming from our employees, and we are participating as much as we possible in order to support our community. So I would say everything what it relates about creating more better people or more better employees in the world, we are doing that. And I would say that would be my answer for you, Laura.
Wonderful. And I'm thinking now about you being within the aviation for 8 years, and the answer you just gave about more safety sky and people and etc. I wonder if you could really change like one truly, big thing audaciously big within the industry to amplify the impact, what would that thing be?
No, I definitely would introduce the technology immediately, which would not require fossil fuel of burning it. I would definitely would change all the engines into the green technology solution, because as a representative of this industry, I really see the threat for us, and not threat us for the organization itself, but for the possibilities to travel for people and for possibilities to see how beautiful is our planet is.
Mm.
So I would change internal propulsion engines into hydrogen or electrical ones.
All right. Let's move now to the leadership side. And I really want to uncover you as a human and a leader, because I know you know, a little bit of the story and the background of JETMS, how it was like going up, and then I couldn't say it down, but in a way that different context is right. So, Viti, do you feel the moments where you want to leave the company, and what are these moments, you know, and why they come to you? What do you do? Could you share with us?
No, as all human beings, you always, thinking about different things. Sometimes it is challenging to handle your personal life and working life. I would say those moments are the major aspects which brought some thoughts about leaving or stop doing what you do. But then when you look back and you see, what you are creating and what you are building, you start feeling a huge responsibility in front of eyes of your people within the organization, and you just throw out those ideas and keep doing what you do, despite the facts, which can be really, really dramatic. I mean, global facts, global challenges such as COVID or war in Ukraine, things which you can't control, but you need to adopt. You need to be flexible, and you need to turn into your people and see what is your as a manager's role, helping them to achieve their own goals.
Hmm.
That motivates me a lot, actually.
No, I know it does, because you've always been so much into people, and never had this big barrier to turn into them. The question would be, if you could, for example, just imagine rewrite all the chopped down, toxic management books, where KPIs, red and green, are represented, that are measuring like individual functions, and then creating competition rather than collaboration. How would you want to see companies being nourished? I wouldn't even call it managed, but maybe nourished, where they could, work with clients and suppliers and ecosystem more seamlessly, and more, I would say, be more brave, right? To delete the understanding that I, within my function, have a certain role, that I can be literally in many different roles, and I can take wider responsibility. Yeah. So the question is, Vytis, how would you want to see business being nourished in the future?
Oh, there's such a wide topic here to discuss. No, I think first of all organizations should follow the customers, should work for the customers, and should listen for their customers, try, but honestly listen. I mean, to take the feedback, if it's negative, as a positive, on a positive note. And I would say, KPI. I went through different organizations, bunch of KPIs, but the most important thing in the end of the day is happy customer. And the question is how we as organizations can do our customers happy, because each of our customer has individual requests and needs. So you can't be too much standard, in a way, which is a huge challenge for the
Mm-hmm.
production organizations. Questions how to how to make customers more satisfied with your solutions in different regions, for example, where the different problems rising up. And yeah, net promoter score for me is the main indicator if the organization is moving directly on a good path.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, yeah, what else? No, leadership, definitely new ways of leading people. I feel very much happy. I can go for holidays for 2 weeks, a month, or more, and come back to the work. Everything is working. Everything is moving on as it was planned and was agreed with the team. So for me, as a for the manager, it's the best outcome of what can I do. But in order to achieve that, we as leaders, we need to give ownership and responsibility to our people. We should trust. If we hire a person to do a specific job, we should trust. We can't do micromanagement things, which I also find in a lot of organization. No,
Mm-hmm.
customer leadership, and yeah, you still need to think about efficiency. Because we all live in limiting environment in one way or another way. We can't spend too much of our resources to make customer happy. I mean, we need to make customer happy with spending less of our resources, and by doing so, our footprint in a global community, when we talk about the carbon emissions, will be much lower. So it's a challenging times organizations
Mm-hmm.
right now are going, and it's very difficult, especially for old companies, to make those drastic turnarounds in the market. Much easier for the startup to do everything as it should be, from the scratch in a good way, rather than to transform and change the cultures of old organizations.
Why do you think it is so? Because I ask myself that question a lot. And the one thing which I see is just my reflection. Definitely, it is your father. More years we are successful, more years we are seeing our bottom line, rising up. We see how much more impact we are creating as shareholders. It seems that we are kind of defining ourselves, so creating this identity that it is this way and not the other way, and we are like falling. I wouldn't call it asleep. The way I call it is being like really comfortable with the identity we defined as a team of people, and then from us the entire organization. And then being so brave to acknowledge that that identity is not serving us anymore. That's kind of a big step. That's my answer. But why do you think it is for bigger organizations more difficult to make radical shifts rather than for small ones?
Well, it is so obvious that people, we do not like change as human beings. People afraid to step out of the comfort zone. People afraid to do things which they never did before, and that is blocking very much both personally and in a team environment. And as you take the bigger organization, more blockers you have within the company. That is the main reason. The people, they don't want to change. We don't want to change in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the main purpose of the leaders, to prove and to invite at least some members of the company to go that new path, and then others start following. You know, as a classical thing within the companies, we do have what, 10% leaders, 80% average people, and 9% those who drag down. And it's always the competition internally within the companies who will win:
Mm-hmm.
leaders who goes the new path and build the new roads, or those who don't want to do anything extraordinary. No,
That's
some
it
organizations
is
are winning, some are not.
a deep topic, truly to uncover. And I just now I have a truly vulnerable question. As a leader, are you aware of the things that you are holding on and it doesn't serve you, but you are aware of that and you truly want to let that go? What would be these things?
Good question. No, again, there are no supermans or superwomens in the world. We all do mistakes, and we all uh, do learn from them, at least those who are willing to grow. Uh, I still, time to time, found in myself but I would like to understand what is going on in a deep level in some parts of my organization, and sometimes I do get it. But what I noticed, that that doesn't bring me any added value. That creates more hustle within the team. So I would introduce more cooperation, and more would give more self responsibility to people who are responsible for one or another process within the company.
Mm-hmm.
The trust, I would say, trust is the most important thing within the team, and sometimes it's really difficult to build in the beginning or in a very fast way the trust.
Mm-hmm.
So I would focus and will keep focus myself towards this in my future career very much.
And now let's kind of do the segue towards trust, because you touched that now and previously. When I observe and I'm participating in some in many board meetings and the meetings within you name it, leadership teams, teams with clients, suppliers, I do often see that um, we are playing theater. That's how I call it. Theater in a way that we kind of mechanically, linearly do the formal collaboration or formal discussion. I would call it like that, with a very shallow reflection, and where I always trigger the teams, and I always try to see beyond. It is to understand where are the moments we are lying to ourselves as the team or as the leaders. It doesn't really matter, or me as Laura in my own private life. Now, why I am bringing that up? Because I believe that I can only trust myself as a person when I have developed really high consciousness about the context of decisions I am making, and I'm able to respond, is that aligned with me, or is that something I say yes to because someone else wants that, but I, like, internally it's not something like fully aligned with me. It's not my thing. And I'm in the meeting then with a collective team. I say yes, but it's a theater. And this is my question would be for you, Vytis. What do you think can be done completely differently? Now I'm literally speaking completely differently than you guys maybe always did before, to get that level of depth and the truth and the trust, in the meetings, or collaboration.
Again, very good observation on that playing theater thing, and especially I do see that in the environments where people afraid to lose the face or afraid
Mm-hmm.
to look not good. And I think the only one person in the room who can change it is the leader of that room. And that is a huge challenge to do, because first of all you need to catch the performance of the actor, right? And you need to catch it and to ask in a honest, most honest, more polite way, stop doing that. You don't need as a leader to listen what you want to listen. You need uh, to hear a reality. Otherwise, if people only talk nice and act nice, you will not get the real picture of what is happening with your organization. And leaders should be brave enough to give back very open feedback that I see what you guys do. I do not think that you are honest with me, honest with yourself, and please stop talking only nice things. Let's focus on our real issues, reality, which sometimes is very, very much hurting us.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that takes time, Laura. That can be done overnight, because we as leaders sometimes we don't like to talk about that. Sometimes we do like to hear only nice things, and we need to catch ourselves in the beginning. That okay, the reality is too good, right? It might be a trap for all of us. You need to create, I think, the routine how to double check what was talked within the team.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe after joint meetings, have a routine of one-to-one meeting where you can double check if the person was saying the reality to all of us, or did the person committed what is not impossible to achieve, but committed just because in front of everyone he or she would like to look positive and nice.
This is such a profound answer, and I know that question, it is a deep question, but I truly loved two moments. If I can reflect and sum up, it is, first of all, we have to catch ourselves as leaders, like me personally, when I am holding the face or holding the mask of being the leader, knowing maybe all the answers, or not feeling safe enough to be vulnerable and literally tell to the team, guys, I don't know a shit about that. and bring any type of deep reflections that will give us a new understanding of the context. And another thing, what you mentioned at the end, was that and it happens to me as well. The thing I will share, it is when you are in the environment of a group, something happens to your brain and you don't, you want to kind of keep that energy in the group. If that group is coming, with a positive energy, it's like we've been taught to be polite, right, in school and everywhere. And then suddenly I have to bring a certain fact which is not like really cool. I know maybe the reasons why that happened. Someone like before me delivered something not complete and accurate, and then I given something not complete and accurate to another function. And we kind of tend to withhold that back, right, because we don't want to ruin the energy, ruin the positiveness. So it really takes time and practice for that collective group of people to to share vulnerably without ruining the day, right? Because and that's in itself, like a new thing as well for us, which we truly want to practice and bring that to life. And I've got the final question. So what are the business rituals, Vytis, you do with your team that helps you guys to stay anchored to the biggest purpose you have? And what are your private rituals as a human being and a leader of this company that helps you to feel oneness and feel that you belong there and feel that level of responsibility?
Answering about the team, we do have celebration rituals. Whenever we achieve significant milestone or goal, we do celebrate, and we do recognize our people through celebrations and awarding them. I think that is very important. You work hard, but you know how to put attention on what you did, because I found out that we do can forget things,
Mm-hmm.
what we did in the past, in the past time. And I talked to the team and I said, guys, anytime we reach something, we need to put attention to that, and make it visible through any ways of doing it. Either we are gathering something, either we are presenting, either we having a meeting. Doesn't matter how, but we need to do so. Talking about me personally, well, I do have a routine of getting every morning into the cold shower. That keeps me awake from the first moment. Uh, and whenever I'm successful at something, I do award myself also in one way or another. That keeps motivation to move forward.
Amazing. Thank you, Vytis, for being with us. It's a pleasure to onboard you officially to the CEO World Record. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. I think that is an amazing project which you started. I hope it will be very, very successful.
It will, with all of you. It will.
Yeah.
No.